Hey guys, how are you all? I am Chetna and I welcome you all back to our English lessons. I hope that you guys are having fun. So today, before starting and moving on to our new topic, we are going to talk about something. Okay, we are going to talk about our friends maybe. So yes, okay, think about one of your friends and try to make some sentences out of it, frame some sentences on that particular friend. Okay, even I will do that. Okay, let us suppose my friend's name is Lalit. Okay, now I will make some sentences on Lalit. Okay, and I will say that Lalit is my friend. Lalit loves to play guitar. Lalit shares his chocolates with me. Okay, now how does it look? You think it's good? It's going good? I'm using the word Lalit again and again. Do you think it's going good? Is there any mistake that you can find out? Yes, there is some mistake. I am using the word Lalit again and again. It doesn't look good. So, instead of using a pronoun again and again, we used to replace them with something. And the thing that we replace the noun with is a pronoun. So, that is our new topic today. That is pronouns. So, I will say Lalit is my friend. He loves to play guitar. He shares his chocolates with me. So that's our new topic, that is on pronouns. Okay, let's move on. So now, what is a pronoun? As I gave you an example today, that whenever we are placing noun in a sentence by some word, that word is called pronoun. Let's read the definition. Words used in the place of a noun are called pronouns. In the place of nouns, okay? So let's move on. Okay, we are talking about Mr. Sharma, okay? He's a teacher in my school and I'm talking about Mr. Sharma. I will say that Mr. Sharma works in a school. He goes to school in his car. So here he and his will be pronouns. Just imagine if I'm saying that Mr. Sharma works in a school. Mr. Sharma goes to school in Mr. Sharma's car. It looks so weird. So we are going to replace it with pronouns. Okay, so let's move on. Now we'll be studying about some points that you need to remember about pronouns. Okay, a pronoun takes the same position as a noun in a sentence. We are talking about the same position. For example, if you remember the example that I gave you was, he loves to play guitar. So I am using the pronoun he, and he here takes the same position as a subject. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Okay, like a noun, pronoun also plays the role of a subject or object in the sentence. Same is the case here. Okay, so now the third point is that a pronoun should also agree with the verb in the sentence, both in gender and in number. Now this point is very important, that the pronoun should agree with the gender and the number. Let me tell you how. Initially I was talking about one of my friends, okay, just one. And then I used the word that he likes to play guitar. Okay, but when I will talk about more than one, if I say Lalit and Ram, now they are two, they are plural. And then I will say that they love to play guitar, okay? And if I'm talking about a friend of mine, her name is, let's say, Sunita, okay? Now for Sunita, I will say that she loves to play guitar. So I will use the pronoun she. So this point is trying to explain that whenever you change the gender or the number is changed, your pronoun is going to change automatically. Okay, I hope that this is clear to you, and let's move on. Let me give you some more examples. Let's read. Shalini is my best friend. She is a great dancer. Again, I have used the pronoun she. I will not write again and again that Shalini is my best friend. Shalini is a great dancer. No, that will be incorrect. So I will rather use a pronoun that is she. Okay. Next is Shubham lives in my neighborhood. He loves to play football. You see that I have used the pronoun he here. Why? Because Shubham is a masculine gender, as we have learned. So we will use the pronoun he here and the pronoun she there. I hope that this is clear to you, and we will proceed now. Now, we are going to talk about kinds of pronouns. So, these are the kinds of pronouns, namely personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, reflexive pronoun, relative pronoun, and emphasizing pronouns. We are going to discuss them one by one. Okay? So let's move on, starting from our very first pronoun, that is personal pronoun. Okay, before getting into it, we'll just think about this word, personal. What do you think personal is? Personal is something related to a person, that is something very personal, okay? So, pronouns that take place of place or thing is called personal pronouns, okay? They can be either singular or plural. These are some things that you need to remember about personal pronouns. The way I have used the word he, she, it, okay? We are going to learn more about them. Let's move on. Okay, now we are going to study about the uses of personal pronouns. We use personal pronouns depending upon what? There are certain things. We will just read one by one. What are the things on which these are dependent, the personal pronouns, okay? The first thing is number, singular or plural, okay? Example, Ram went to a party, he enjoyed it, okay? If I say Ram, instead of Ram, if I write children went to the party. Now, will I still say he enjoyed it? No, I will not say he. I will say that they enjoyed it. So, this is what this number point is trying to tell you, that when you're going to change the number, it's going to turn into plural. Similarly, your pronoun will change. So, instead of he, you would write they. I hope that it's clear to you. Let us read the next use. Okay, now the next use is gender. Gender, we have already discussed male gender, female gender, or neuter or common gender. So now the example here is talking about Shalini, okay? Shalini is in the pool. She loves swimming. Okay, Shalini is the noun over here. Instead of using the same noun again, you are using a pronoun. But what if I say that, okay, I say that Sam is in the pool, and will I still say that she loves swimming? No, I will say that he loves swimming. So this point is trying to simply explain that if the subject, if the gender of the subject changes, the pronoun will change. Okay? So let's move on. Now, moving on, this is a very important part of personal pronouns. It talks about persons. Okay, it includes first person, second person, and third person. Now, I have noticed that many people have confusion in first person, second person, and the third person. So, let us take it very simply and easily. Okay, so the first person is somebody who's talking. The speaker is called the first person. Okay, now the second person is who am I talking to? I am talking to you right now. So, that is the second person. Now, the third person will be the person I am talking about. Okay, so I hope that the difference between the first person and the second person and the third person is clear to you. Okay, let me give you an example. If I say that I need to talk to you, so here I will be the personal pronoun and it will be the first person. Okay, I need to talk to you. You will be the second person. And if I further extend the sentence and I say that I need to talk to you about her. Okay, so her will be the third person. I hope that it is clear to you. And this is a quick, small, you can say a table that will help you a lot. I will just read it out for you. So the speaker is the first person, as I mentioned. So for the speaker, we use I. And in the objective case, we can use me. And whenever you're talking about now, speakers can be plural also, okay? So it will be we in that case. And the second person always remains the same. Second person is always you, okay? Moving on to the third person. Third person is the person I talk about. So I can talk about he, she, or it. So he, she, it will be the third person. This is the case when they are singular, okay? But when I'm moving on, if I'm talking about more than one person, it will be plural. In that case, I will use the pronoun they, okay? So I hope personal pronouns are clear to you. And we'll be moving on now. Moving on to our second type of pronouns, that are possessive pronouns. Now, children, before moving on, I always focus on this point that we are not cramming anything. Just go into the roots. What do you mean by the word possessive? Now, possessive here means to possess something, okay, to own something. Okay, let's read. Pronouns that show possession are called possessive pronouns. Okay, this is my pen. So, this shows possession. Okay. Now let's read some examples. Example is, this bag is mine. It again shows possession. Mine here shows possession. The keys on the table are yours. What do you think? Yes, this shows possession. So this will be the possessive pronoun. Okay, so let's move on. We'll be moving on to this table, and I believe that this table will be really helpful for you. Okay, now just remember that we are talking about possessive pronouns right now, and in accordance to the persons we are going to talk about. Okay, when I talk about this pen and I say that this pen is mine, okay, but there are some other things, say like this pen belongs to me and my friend, then what am I going to say? I will say that this pen is ours. Okay, so as and when the subject or the pronoun changes from singular to the plural, you are going to change the pronoun as well. Okay, and in this second pronoun we are going to use ours and yours. Okay, this house is ours, that house is yours. Okay, so the third person, his, hers. Okay, you find something let's say you found a purse that is left somewhere, and you're asking everybody whose purse is this, and then somebody pops up and says that this purse is hers. So again you use the word hers here. Instead of a purse, you found two of the bottles, and then you are finding the owner to that bottle, and then somebody tells you that these bottles are theirs. Okay, so then you are using the pronoun theirs. So I hope that this is clear to you about the possessive pronouns and their usage. Okay, so now we are going to move forward to our next type of pronoun, that is demonstrative pronoun. Again, before moving on, we'll talk about the word demonstrative. It comes from a word that says demonstrate. Demonstrate means to show. Okay, so let's read. It says that a pronouns that are used to point out the object or objects are called demonstrative pronouns. As I said, the demonstrate means to show something. You are trying to show, okay, like demonstrate. For example, that is my bag. This is my car. So this and that both here are demonstrative pronoun. I am showing that that is my thing, that belongs to me. Okay. So some examples are this, that, these and those. I hope that this is clear to you, and let's move forward. Some examples of demonstrative pronoun is that this is a beautiful dress. So here this will be a demonstrative pronoun. Those are ripe mangoes, and I hope that this is clear to you guys that this we particularly use for single things. Okay, we are talking about one dress, so that is why we are using this is a beautiful dress, and those refers to plural. Okay, those are ripe mangoes. So here we use, let's say, this, that, those. Okay, so these are some examples of demonstrative pronouns. Okay, let's move on. Moving on to our next type of pronouns, that is interrogative pronouns. Now, till now, I believe that you guys know the meaning of interrogative. Interrogative means to interrogate, means to ask questions. So, the pronouns that are used to ask questions are called interrogative pronouns. Okay, so they are very simple. The pronouns that we use to ask questions. Okay, let us look at some examples for that. And some examples are, say, what do you like? What do you like to have? Tea or coffee? I am asking you, what would you like to have? So here the word what will be my pronoun, and it will be termed as interrogative pronoun. Okay? Who is your favorite cricketer? Okay, you watch a lot of cricket, okay, and then I ask you, okay, who is your favorite cricketer? So who here again would be a pronoun, that is interrogative pronoun. Again, moving on, which is your bicycle? Okay, I hope that this is clear to you, and we'll be moving on to our next type of pronoun, that is relative pronoun. Now here, think about the word relative. Relative here doesn't mean the relatives that come to our place. No, this doesn't mean that. Relative means something that is relatable. Okay. Now, who, that, whom, whose, which are called relative pronouns, where we are able to relate something. If I talk about something, let's say I'm talking about a dress, and I say, you tell me that, ma'am, your dress looks really good. So I say that this is the dress that you gifted me. So when I say that, this is the dress that you gifted me. So here I am trying to relate that this is the same dress that you gifted me. So here that will be a pronoun that is called a relative pronoun, where we are relating to things or to events. Okay, I hope it is clear to you, and when we will read more examples, it will get even clear. You'll get a clear picture of it. Okay. So let's move on. Some examples of the same are, the girl who won the music competition is my best friend. Try to understand this. Here I'm talking about the girl. Okay, what am I trying to say? That she won the competition and she was my friend. How am I relating it? This is the girl who won the competition. Music competition is my best friend. So here, who will be a relative pronoun. You are relating it. You are not asking a question. Keep this in your mind. Don't get confused that who, what, and we use WH for interrogative pronouns here. But you see, we are not asking a question. We are just relating. So it's a relative pronoun. Okay, the next example is, the boy who you were talking to is the captain of our school cricket team. Okay, again, you see, I am showing a relation here, that the boy you were talking to is the captain of our school cricket team. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. Wherever the pronouns we use to relate are called relative pronouns. Okay, so we'll be moving on to our next type of pronouns, that are reflexive pronouns. Now, what do you mean by reflexive? You must have heard this term in science. Okay, so something that reflects back. Yes, that's right. So reflexive pronouns, let's read the definition. Such pronouns are used when the action done by the subject turns back or reflects on the subject. What really happens here is that whatever the action is happening, done by the subject, turns back or reflects on the subject. Okay, for example, let's say, I cleaned my room myself. So what do you think is really happening in this sentence? I'm talking about cleaning my room. There is an action that I performed. Okay, I said that I cleaned my room myself. So here, when it reflects back, it's like, who cleaned my room? So I cleaned my room myself. Okay, so myself will be a reflexive pronoun here. Okay, we'll be reading about more examples, and I hope that it clears your doubts and everything. Okay, so a reflexive pronoun, let's note something about reflexive pronouns. A reflexive pronoun can never be used as the subject of a sentence. I can never say that myself cleaned the room. Okay, I cannot use reflexive pronouns as the subject. Okay, they are always used as the object. It is always used as the, that's the next point, it is always used as the object of a verb. I explained you how. Now we'll be learning some examples of that. For examples, if I say, somebody is saying that myself went to see the movie. Now this will be incorrect. I've also written here wrong. Why do you think it will be wrong? It will be wrong because myself is a pronoun that cannot be used as a subject. It's a it's a reflexive pronoun. It cannot be used in the beginning. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? But if I say he hurt himself, again you see the action has equal, like it shows that who did it. He hurt himself. So it will be the correct way of saying that. She did her homework she did the homework herself. Okay, so that way. So I hope that these sentences, these pronouns are clear to you, these examples are clear to you, and we'll be moving on to our next and the last type of pronouns, that is emphasizing pronoun. Now the word emphasizing means to give emphasis, to lay stress on something. Okay, so let's read the definition. Pronouns that are used to add emphasis are called emphasizing pronouns. Okay, the pronouns that we use to lay stress, like a lot of stress. Now children generally get confused between emphasizing pronouns and reflexive pronouns. Why? Because they are mostly like each other. They are like, you know, the same words are used. For example, if I told you that I cleaned the room myself. This was the example, if you remember, I gave you earlier. Now here, myself was the reflexive pronoun because I was reflecting it. Okay, but if I play with the words and I say that I, myself, cleaned the room. Now what you need to do is you need to understand the difference between these two sentences. In the very first sentence, you will find that I am normally talking and I'm just telling you that I did it myself. But in the second sentence, if I say I myself cleaned the room, so here I am putting more emphasis and I am laying more stress. So with the same word, if I lay more stress, that will be termed as emphasizing pronoun. So I hope that the difference is clear to you guys, and let's move on with some examples of the same. Now here it says that he himself should clean his room. Okay, so here you see that we are laying stress that he did that work. Okay, I myself completed all my work. Okay, so I hope that this is clear to you. So this is all for today, and I hope that pronouns and its kinds are clear to you. We'll be meeting in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.